Hello, I'm Lezley Erikson, and I'm the Teacher of the Year for Anderson Middle School. Some ask me why I became a teacher as a second profession. That's easy. I don't even hesitate to tell them. It's because every child deserves the right to read. 21% of all Americans are functionally illiterate. That means 1 in 5 do not even have the skills to read a daily newspaper. I am dedicated to changing that statistic one child at a time. It is true that the internet has all the answers to every question, but it is my job to teach those students how to sift through this information and develop their own opinions and their own thoughts. How do I do this? Well, I tell them, do not look for what, but why. Why? This will promote deeper thinking, which is not easy, because some of my students are 2 and 3 years behind. I have to also teach phonics, phonic awareness, while still pushing the 8th grade standards through. This is hard, and to do this, I need to develop a relationship with those students to be able to encourage them and to have them feel that I am on their side. I need to love them, and I do. The curriculum that you're about to see is a lesson from the reading guidebooks. It will be presented through Learn Zillion. We will present Flowers for Algernon, Lesson 21, How to Rewrite a Progress Report. The objective of this lesson is to have students rewrite a progress report from a different character's point of view, propelling the action and showing characteristics of that character. What I taught before this was characterization, point of view, and some narrative writing. How I prepared is I went to the Leader Summit training and I did a training on the 3Ds graphic organizer that I will be using in this lesson. About the students, there's an array of ability in this class. It's very diverse. It has many different cultures. What I'll bring to this class is equity. I will help each child where each child is needed, and I will push to reach higher heights. Okay, let's review. We compared the structures of Flowers for Algernon and excerpts from Frankenstein, chapter 4. So we did that. So we understand structure. We understood that they were both written in first person point of view. Who is Flowers for Algernon was written by whose point of view? Charlie. And Frankenstein?
Dr. Frankenstein.
Dr. Frankenstein. Very good, very good. Today we will write a new progress report from another character's point of view, which propels the action. Okay? So if we look over here at our board, that's exactly what we have written for today's lesson. It's basically what this slide says, but we have it written over here, so later today when you're doing it and you wonder what you're doing, it's always there for you to look at. We're going to write a story from a different perspective. What does perspective mean? What does perspective mean, guys?
Yes, the author sees something.
The author or somebody else? Then what did we learn about Charlie? What did we know? Go ahead, Carrie. Just talk to me.
He wasn't that smart.
He wasn't that smart. We learn anything else? Go ahead.
He was eager to please and eager to learn more stuff.
I agree with you. Anybody else?
He got a natural surgery.
He got what?
A natural.
Yeah. What was a natural?
Him doing surgery.
Oh yeah. And what was a natural about that?
The next day he was smart.
Andy, you wanted to share in on that?
That's what I was gonna say.
A natural. Why was it a natural? Carrie?
It wasn't natural because he didn't gain the knowledge himself. It was given to him.
Oh, very good. So it wasn't like he learned the things like you guys are learning things, this was a surgery, and that's not natural. We know we have to study, right? Excellent, excellent. We're going to take this real boring sentence and we're going to make it very descriptive. So as soon as you have it finished, let me know and I'll come by and look at your paper. Yes, I said the same how. Now how cannot be outside. That would be a where. Okay, page 14, my friend. Good, good, good. By the morning or in the morning? Very good. Yes. So we're going to write a new progress report from the point of view of Ms. Kenyon, Dr. Niemer, or Dr. Strauss. We're going to use point of view and style that reflects your narrator. Which one do you use? We're going to include elements from Flowers for Algernon and elaborate how you narrate help on them from your narrator's perspective. What is perspective again? The way they see something. Sensory language. What are our 5 senses?
Sight, smell, taste, hear, touch.
And that'll bring us some imagery, won't it? That'll develop the details, won't it? So we can visualize it, we can see their perspective. So when I look at my packet, I see the 3 details. The 3 D stand for what? Who can tell me what they stand for? Amelia.
Detail, develop, and dialogue.
The 3 Ds. Details. What is a detail? What does it say?
What important detail? What event action occurred?
Very good. So let's talk about that really fast. Let's take, so how many did we have? How many details will we write?
3 or 4.
4. All right, so let's read the beginning. In 1999, this is when the setting, dear reader, that's you guys. There has obviously been some kind of mistake. It's been 10 years now since I explained what happened to those 3 little pigs. But I'm still in the pen. Maybe the warden just hasn't had a chance to look into this whole big mess yet. We're just going to take the wolf and look at that. How did the wolf story end? He went to jail. Well, why did he eat sugar?
To make a cake for his
A
grandma.
birthday cake. For who? For who? Grandma. Very good. So we're going to retell this as a class by Miss Kenyon's point of view. Later, you will be picking an event, something, and you'll be telling it by either Miss Kenyon's point of view, Dr. Strauss, or Dr. Niemer's point of view. What's the last thing that happens up here?
She runs to the bathroom to get something out of her eye.
So what does that mean?
She was crying.
She was crying. So was something made her sad?
Yes.
Okay. What's the first thing that happened? So we have this last thing. What's the first thing she said? Does?
She's learning fast. She reads Charlie's progress report.
So read the progress reports. Very good, Ms. Hurst. He is learning fast. It's very important. So is she kind of getting emotional about this? So she's worried about Charlie. Finding out what? Finding out what? They're not his friends. They're good job. They're not his friends. Very good. So we've taken this story, and we broke it down. So we are now ready to write from Ms. Kenyon's point of view. Okay? So you will take your event, Mr. Austin, you guys will break it down. You'll figure out who's going to be told by. And that's when she's starting to give in her feelings. So you guys, 2, 3, and 4, that's all about her emotions. That's about everything that's going on, right? What's the next bullet?
Where are they?
Where are they? So if we're doing where they are, what literary element word is that? Oh, good job. Good job, good job, good job. Talk about the setting. And what's the third one?
How can I describe this? So
Oh!
Just visualize it.
And if we're going to use sensory details, we're going to create a what?
topic.
An image! Oh, yes!
How
So,
she was like,
get a straw maybe?
wait, and then she had, she put on the
Alright, read that.
4, 5, 7,
I didn't
4,
realize
5,
she was
7.
that old. Like, I thought she was.
Is your group straight or you're still needing time?
We need time.
Okay, no, just for the details. So you're good on the details. Good job, good job. So you're just discussing develop. You're having a good old conversation. I love that. Now you're ask your group. I think that was a great idea. Ask your group if they agree with you. You think Deemer's telling him he only wants to be famous? And what? And you heard Carrie just added to it and made it just a little bit better. I love it. So you two work very well together.
Cause y'all said someone her being guilty.
Because she was guilty because she was the one that convinced him to go do the test, and if it turns out that it was just temporarily.
I'm gonna change this to number 3 and put number 2 to the Pneumonia started to worry that Charlie might be
2 minutes.
not compatible with the surgery.
Now you have your 4 details. I want you to finish your graphic organizer. So the rest of Rio independent. And tomorrow we will take this because we did such a good job and we will turn it into our narrative. But today now, independently, you're going to take these details and you're going to develop them. Where's your graphic organizer? Okay, that's what we need. Very good, very good. So I was arguing with Dr. Strauss when Charlie walked in. Okay. So what are the characters doing? What were they doing in the class, in the room? Were they standing up? Was one sitting down at a desk and one was standing? Were they close by each other and then their faces? Were they far back? What were they doing?
Arguing.
But how? What were they doing? Give me some visualization. What were they doing?
They would argue face to face.
Write that down. It was, oh, perfect. So this is Dr. Niemer's fussing at Dr. So for your 4th detail, you can show how Dr. Niemer is getting mad at Dr. Strauss, right? Because you say you want it for Niemer. So it would be like, I was yelling at Dr. Strauss. How does your narrative end if it's told for him? I started, who is he fussing at?
I am fussing at
Dr. Strauss. For why am I fussing at him? Because he only wants what?
that's right now.
Okay, I see Dr. Strauss. Who's it being told by? Isn't he telling by Dr. Strauss? So you wouldn't have his name, you would have a pronoun. Miller, you understand, my baby? Okay. Sure? Okay, cover your nose, my love.
We use the first person thing when we're doing the detail.
I would. If that, does that make it confusing for you? Okay, because I want it, because this is only a graphic organizer. Okay, has dialogue? Detail. Absolutely. What's the first thing you do when you start?
Detail.
You do the details for just one or all of them? All of them. Because will that be your roadmap?
Yeah.
So, because it'll give us a starting,
And the ending.
ending, and in the. Good job. Good job.
Hello, when I reflect on the lesson, the objectives have been met. To reassure this, I checked for understanding throughout the lesson. First, I listened to the groups as they discussed the events. Secondly, I checked their graphic organizers to make sure that they understood. And finally, I looked at their narratives that they wrote. If I was going to do anything different, I would have read the children's book the day before. This lesson proved to be a success and will be used many more times.